You know, I've been to over 100 countries in the past 10 years. I've seen a lot. I've done a lot. But no matter how far I go and no matter what I do, I always end up right back here. It's the city of 12 million people being lonely together. It's the city of angels, many fallen. The city of dreams, many broken. But this is the city I know best. This is my home, Los Angeles. So, you've decided to come to Los Angeles. Whatever, it's your life. I do have kind of a little bit of a love-hate relationship with it, I'm not gonna lie, but I'll try to keep this video as professional as possible. So Los Angeles, this place doesn't need much of an introduction. I mean, it's the entertainment capital of the world. It's never been a stranger to the global stage. But in that regard, let's learn a few things about how this place became the way it did, shall we? Imagine, if you will, you take New York, you smash it down to an area about 90 miles wide and 30 miles long in a semi-arid Mediterranean-style climate. And then, to top it all off, you cover the whole thing with a nice top icing layer, aka the smog cloud. That's Los Angeles. So the name Los Angeles, it sounds Spanish, right? That's because it is. It's based off of the original Spanish name. Let's see if I can remember this. El Pueblo de Nuestra Señora, la Reina de Los Ángeles de Porciúncula. That last word, Porciúncula, what is that? Well, this is the Porciúncula, aka the LA River. That's right. LA has a river. Yes, LA has a river, completely encased in concrete to manage because it used to flood and kill people in the past. You probably remember this river from the Terminator 2 movie where John Connor gets chased by the T-1000. Despite barely being 2 feet deep, this river has a long history of deadliness. So LA isn't exactly what you think it is. I've done a video explaining this before, but if you look at the map of LA, it's kind of strange. You know what? Let's explain it. Here we go. So this is the lower 48 of the USA. This is Southern California, or SoCal. Within SoCal, you have Los Angeles County. This is the most populous single county in all of the USA with about 11 million people. But if you zoom into Los Angeles County, you have this weirdly shaped map with a bunch of pocket holes and a confusing shoestring that goes to the coast. This is the actual city of Los Angeles and all the neighborhoods that fall within the city proper. So that is the map that I'll be using in this video, okay? Yeah, it looks kind of weird. It's like split between two valleys, the northern one and the southern one, and a bunch of pockets and a long shoestring that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it's one of the dumbest looking maps, municipal maps in the USA, right? So a lot of times people will be like, oh, I want to see Malibu, but that's not LA. Or I want to go to Disneyland, but that's in Anaheim in Orange County. You should have taken John Wayne Airport. It's like all these things that look like they're in LA are kind of not LA. It's confusing, right? But here's the thing. It didn't always look this way. What did LA start off as? Well, way back yeehaw, LA looked like a typical generic semi-arid basin. The first known inhabitants to have lived here were the native Hokan peoples that were later displaced by the Tongva peoples. Their domain extended all the way off the coast to the Channel Islands. Fast forward, Spanish missions come over here, and then in 1781, 44 people came to this spot right here. This is the El Pueblo. This is where Los Angeles started. These 44 people were called the Pobladores, and here's a whole list of all of them. These are the first 44 people that started Los Angeles. You know, I don't think these 44 people would understand how much of an impactful metropolis this place would eventually evolve into. They started something. For a while, even after being incorporated in the USA, nobody really paid too much attention to Los Angeles. They kind of kept things a little low-key because everything was happening on the East Coast, all the business, all the commerce industry. But then something happened. Oil was discovered. That's right. LA has a petrochemical industry and it's still going on today. At one point, it actually was the largest in the country. If you go between La Cienega and La Brea, you will find the famous Inglewood oil fields. From there, the population ballooned from about 600 to 100,000 in 1900. Railways and highways were built going all to Los Angeles. You remember Route 66, historic? Yeah, that ends here. Well, actually, it ends in Santa Monica, which is a separate city. But the point is, everything ended over here, all because of oil. So in a sense, it was actually oil that put LA on the map first. It wasn't until the early 20th century that some guy named William Nicholas Selig came here in 1909 from Chicago. Who was he? He was a movie producer. Now, he needed a place that had sunshine year-round so that he could make his movies. And he scouted out Southern California and decided Los Angeles Angeles was the spot to go. He officially started the first movie studio in Los Angeles. Now, granted, his company failed eventually, but he paved the way for all of the major studios that would come here eventually, including the Big Five. What are the Big Five, you ask? They are the most profitable and successful movie studios of all time. They're all located here, and they are Universal, Disney, Warner Brothers, Sony, Columbia, and the only one that is officially within LA city limits, Paramount Studios. From there, the rest is history. The film industry completely reshaped Los Angeles. People started migrating en masse, and then finally in the 80s, Los Angeles surpassed Chicago as becoming the second most populous city in the entire country. It's the king of the West Coast. I mean, literally, our hockey team is even called the Kings, even though we, never get snow or ice. So now that you know what this city is, how do you get here? And how do you get around here? Let's find out. So you want to come to LA? Well, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna fly to our main hub, LAX. This is the pride and glory of LA. It's the largest airport on the West Coast. It's the 4th busiest in the country. LAX has 9 terminals, 1 international, 8 domestic, although it's kind of confusing because sometimes there's international flights that depart from domestic terminals. I once took anyway, the point is 9. LAX is known for the theme building, this UFO-shaped thing right behind me. It was built in 1961. It used to be an observation deck and a restaurant. They officially closed it in 2018 to the public. It only opens for special events now. But yeah, this is an iconic building of LA. It's like the first thing you see when you fly in. When you see the UFO, you know it's LA. So now that you're in LAX, how do you get out? Well, there's quite a few options, but the number one rule is, unless you don't mind paying over $100 to go 10 miles, do not get a ride share or a taxi. It's gonna be super expensive. Those are the most expensive options. So a few years ago, they actually made laws restricting ride share cars arriving at the LAX terminals because it was causing too much traffic. So if you need to take a ride share, you have to take a shuttle to a zone outside of the airport to get your ride share. And that's the only way. So don't even bother booking one over here. What you want to do is take probably one of the shuttles that give you the other options. And I'll explain. One of the options you can take is the flyaway bus. There are 2 shuttles that go to downtown at Union Station and one at Van Nuys Airport. Depending on where you need to go, this is probably one of your best options to get out of the airport. Tickets are $12.75 as of 2025. I remember when they used to be $10, but this is the bus that gets you out of the airport the fastest and the furthest. To find the flyaway, you look for the blue pillars and the buses stop right next to it. If you see the green color, this is the LA exit area where you pick up the shuttle that takes you to the LA exit stop where the ride shares go. This is it's a free shuttle, and from there you can take an Uber or a Lyft. There's an Uber and a Lyft spot. Oh, there's actually 3 options. There's Lyft, Uber, and Opally? I've never taken an Opally. Okay. And finally, if you see the pink color, this is the LAX Metro shuttle. This is a free shuttle. It takes you to the train station, and from there, you can take the train out to the city. Your cheapest options to go anywhere else throughout the city is to take the Metro K or pink line or the C green line. The issue is, right now, there is no direct connection from the airport to those lines. They are actually building it though. So this is what LAX is building, the APM, the automatic people mover. So as you can see, right now, there is a walkway from the terminal, directly from the terminal upper level. You walk across it to that station right there. That is what the APM is gonna look like when it's ready. Just a little light rail, electric light rail that picks up passengers and then it transports them to the metro station. People will be able to go directly from the airport to the metro station for the first time. We've needed this for 40 years. They never built it and finally they're building it. I can't wait till this thing is ready. We gotta host that World Cup and Olympics soon. People are gonna want it. So how do you take the LA Metro? Well, let's go into one of the stations and find out. First thing you're gonna need, a tap card. You can get a tap card at these machines right here. They only cost $1, and from there, you can load your tap card with whatever fare you want. There are many options. You tap and go through, and then the train shows up. If you are intrepid enough and want to actually take on the challenge of driving in LA, here are some tips you will need. Number 1, the unspoken rule on the highway is if we all go 80, the cops can't catch us. Rule number 2, learn the proper pronunciation for certain street names. It's Tahunga, Cahuenga, Figueroa, Sepulveda, Wilshire, not Wilshire, and Doheny. Rule number 3, learn street sign math. In LA, you will see these totem poles of of parking restriction signs? Is it a permit zone? Is it 2-hour parking? Is it street cleaning? You never know. Rule number 4, if you are a pedestrian, people do not look to the right when they turn their cars. They only look to the left at oncoming traffic. Therefore, they will not see you and they will hit you. I've been hit by a car twice when I'm riding my bike on Cahuenga Boulevard in the Valley. Rule number 5, avoid the 110 north to Pasadena. This is notoriously known as the absolute worst highway in America. Everything's crazy. You're gonna crash and die. Avoid the 110 north to Pasadena. And finally, the last rule, avoid at all costs parking at the Silver Lake Trader Joe's parking lot. This was notoriously voted as the worst parking lot in all of LA. The layout makes no sense. You're gonna bump and scratch people. It's a nightmare. If you take all these pieces of advice to heart, you'll be fine. Otherwise, there is another way you can get around LA. So as you know, LA is notorious for its bad traffic. So if you really want to beat the traffic, very simple. Just have a buddy who flies a plane.
It's time to learn geography now! And there's Dodger Stadium right there. There's the observatory. MacArthur Park, where people get stabbed. All right, Mr. Kyle, explain what is this aircraft we are in? This is my Cessna 152. She's my little adventure mobile. She's a 1979 Cessna 152. So 2-seater, high wing, just your typical trainer airplane. This is a great plane just to get around and do your thing. You've lived in this airplane? Pretty much. Look at this. Yeah. You could like set up stuff over here, and you've flown all around LA. You've seen this whole city, right? LA is where I learned how to fly. My first flight by myself was out of Compton, Long Beach, Santa Monica, Torrance, Van Nuys, and now I'm at Whiteman. LA is a good place to learn aviation, I guess? LA is the best place to learn aviation. Great weather. Gas is actually not any more expensive than anywhere else. You have tons of little airports, and like this is just like the most beautiful place you can fly.
So, this is Catalina Airport in the Sky Airport. It's the runway that is on top of a hill on a mountain. Catalina Island is part of LA County, but not part of LA City proper. This whole thing kind of operates on its own jurisdiction. They got buffaloes on this island. It has a weird story. Some guy brought them over for a movie, and then he just got lazy and he didn't bring them back, and he just left them on the island. Anyway, this is the closest island experience you can get from LA. So now you know how to get to LA and how to get around LA. But now that you are in LA, what do you do? Let's find out in the next segment. Okay, so now that you're in LA, what do you do? Well, first thing you'll notice when you come here, it's a little strange, people notice this, but everything closes early and people in LA get their sleep. Why is that? Well, because in 2008, they passed the Professions and Business Section Code 25631, which is basically the last call law. Every business in California is not allowed to sell or distribute alcohol after 2 a.m. So you'll notice after 2 a.m., everything becomes a ghost town. First thing you'll notice, LA is a very diverse city. Over 200 languages are spoken here. Obviously, there's a huge emphasis on Latin American countries, Mexicans being the largest demographic. They're everywhere you go, Mexicans, but the largest concentration are usually Boyle Heights and Lincoln Heights in East LA. Otherwise, we have a plethora of other ethnic enclaves throughout the city. The largest and most notable ones being Koreatown, Little Tokyo, Chinatown, Historic Filipino Town, Little Bangladesh, Little Ethiopia, Little Lithuania, the Mayan Corridor, Thai Town, Persian Square, and Little Armenia. Technically, everybody knows the real Little Armenia is Glendale, which is not incorporated within Los Angeles. So besides the ethnic enclaves, there's a lot of other things you can check out. Here are some of the top spots I think you should check out in LA. So this is Venice Beach, famous for its boardwalk, eccentric characters, cool shops that sell God knows what. And then if you go in Venice Beach, within Venice Beach, you have Muscle Beach. This is where all the bodybuilders go, and then where they kind of, show off to the public. And every year there's a Mr. and Mrs. Muscle Beach competition. I actually know one of the former winners. Who do we have here?
Oh my God, it's
goodness.
Art. This is a long time ago. In 2012, I won Muscle Beach here. First and overall, like 300 grams of protein. I got a plastic trophy. It was amazing.
Hi, this is Amor down here on the Venice Beach Boardwalk. This is a family-owned business. We've been here for over 20 years. We have quite literally everything. We have from bucket hats, apparel to souvenirs.
Quickly meet your mom?
Yeah, of course.
She's like the superstar, right?
Yeah, she's a superstar.
Okay.
Hi, we're working, hustling. We got the store during the pandemic time, and the first thing it came out to my head is like we had to name the store a name that everybody can feel confident with. Like it was a very sad time, and we said like amor. That means love, and it's great. People loves it.
Venice, of course, is also famous for bodybuilders, and this right behind me is the original Gold's Gym. This is the mecca of bodybuilding. This is where Arnold trained. Every bodybuilder in the world dreams of going to this place. So this is the Gold's Gym, the original, and I'm here with Mr. Kevin. How you doing, man?
Good, how are you, man? Hey, so we're going to start off by going to these legendary gold dumbbells. 330 pounds each. Give it a shot.
Ow! I can't even do one. You want to try? Art, you try. Art, you try. Art, can you make one of them budge?
Oh! I saw a move. You did it.
Did you make it budge? Oh! He still got it. He still got it. This is Runyon Canyon, the place where LA people go to hike. It's not even hiking. It's like following well-maintained and paved pathways up a small mountain. But for what it's worth, this is the nature-y area of LA where you can find a lot of D-list celebrities and aspiring actors trying to show off their abs and hoping that they'll get noticed by a talent scout. As for me, although I know I need more of it, cardio is kind of my arch nemesis, so I'm getting the out of here. So the unspoken pattern is that when people come to LA, they typically stay north of the 10 freeway because that's kind of where all the exciting stuff happens. Not too many people tend to go to South Central. Why? Because it kind of has a bad reputation. It's kind of known for being a little sketchy. But there is a beauty to South Central, and a lot of the culture of LA is centered around this place, and there is no landmark in LA, I would even argue more than the Hollywood sign, than this thing right here, the Watts Towers. What are the Watts Towers? Well, basically this guy named Simon Rodia, an Italian immigrant, one day he was living here and he was just like, I want to build these towers. So he just did it. This is Simon Rodia. He was a really short guy. I'm a short guy, but yeah, up to scale. He was like 5 feet tall. He used concrete, glass, metal piping, and then he made these towers just under 100 feet tall because the rule is if you build anything over 100 feet tall, you have to have like a light for air traffic. And he was like, nope. So he made it like 99.9 feet tall. And yeah, he took 34 years to complete this project. If you come to LA, I would say you have to see this even more than the Hollywood sign because this sort of represents the resilient and artistic side of Los Angeles people, Angelenos. It's not an LA experience if you don't see the Watts Towers. Well, here's an interesting thing. LA has tar pits. Yeah, it's the La Brea tar pits. Basically, it's an excavation site. It's a real live excavation site. Long ago, a bunch of animals got stuck in the tar, and there's a whole area over there with woolly mammoths and saber-toothed tigers. They got fossils here in the middle of the city. In the middle and the heart of it all is the actual tar pit. This is the largest part of it. This is real. It's actually bubbling up with the actual tar. This is not a gimmick. It's not pipes underneath. It's real tar bubbling up from the ground. And this is just the coolest part of the whole area. Like everywhere you go, you see these green cones, and whenever you see them, you know that it's a spot where the tar just bubbles up from the ground. Like black tar comes up from the ground in the middle of the city. Just be mindful of the green cones. Man, I wish giant sloths were still alive. Right next to the La Brea tar pits, which by the way, La Brea in Spanish means tar, is the LACMA, LA County Museum of Art. This has more contemporary art pieces, and it's weird. The entrance is on the side of the building, and you have to go up an escalator to the second floor. It's a weird entrance. And then, right at the entrance, you have the lampposts. The Instagram models, the internet personalities, the public figures, they all go here. At nighttime, they turn on, they all pose. Oh, it's glorious. So you want to do the Instagram thing, you go to the LACMA. So you want to... Always something happening. So you're not going to get an LA experience without Crypto Arena, aka the Staples Center. Everybody knows it. They changed the name a few years ago. Anyway, this is probably one of the biggest pride and glories of LA. If you want to watch a Lakers game, you want to watch a Kings game, you come here. People love it. But the funny thing is, right next to it, across the street on Figueroa, is probably one of the biggest shames and failures of Los Angeles, Oceanwide Plaza, or at least it was supposed to be Oceanwide Plaza. Long story short, there was a scandal, a fiasco. The investors, the lenders, the city all got involved. Now it's known as the Graffiti Towers. People snuck in and they just graffitied all of the windows. It goes all the way up and nobody knows what's going to happen. It's just sitting there. So this right here is North Hollywood. It's basically the training ground where the people aspiring to be in the industry train themselves. Acting studios, a lot of independent theaters, a lot of music studios and dance studios, everything entertainment based. This is where they train. North Hollywood is not even a part of Hollywood. It's completely detached from the mountains on the complete other opposite side. The only reason they call themselves North Hollywood is because they wanted to capitalize off of the name to give themselves more prestige. They kind of did a little cheat code and it kind of worked because everybody came here. This is the Ha Ha Cafe Comedy Club. It's where I had my brief stint in doing stand-up comedy. I think maybe I did a good job. I'm pretty sure all 10 people in the audience laughed at my jokes. Oh wait, actually, now that I think about it, I think they banned me. Here's a unique thing though. If you go just more northwest in the valley, by the areas around Chatsworth, you find a huge indie wrestling subculture.
The indie wrestling scene is so diverse. I participate in a lot of the Lucha Libre events here around the valley and in Los Angeles. I can't tell you for sure how it started, but I know that because of the huge Latino population here, Lucha Libre is obviously incredibly popular. But there is all types of Lucha Libre, or excuse me, all types of indie wrestling here in Los Angeles, which I think is fantastic.
If you go just south of NoHo, technically not part of LA, but you find Universal City. This is Universal City. I once got fired from a job here, but that's irrelevant. It was my fault. But anyway, this place is pretty famous. You've probably heard of it. You know, the studios, they make movies. You've probably heard some of the movies. It's a studio and a theme park, and it's the only theme park that's actually located completely within LA City proper zones, but it's not actually a part of LA City. It's kind of a misnomer. This is because Universal City is an unincorporated area directly controlled by the county of Los Angeles, but not the city. They don't have a mayor or elected officials, but the county provides them with a fire department and police. It's basically a big studio and theme park that gets to run itself without following LA's laws. This is the Getty Center, probably the most famous art museum in all of Los Angeles. It sits on top of a mountain. In order to get here, you have to take an electric tram all the way to the top. On the way to the Getty, you get to see the famous 405 freeway. This is the actual busiest highway in all of the USA. At its widest point, it's 21 lanes wide. This is also the famous spot of the Carmageddon. Remember when, all these hills were on fire and people just kept driving through it? That was this. Now, admission is free, but the parking is $25. Also, you have to make sure that you make a reservation before you get here. They don't always take in walk-ins. It depends on the day if it's busy or not. But yeah, basically everything in this place is curated to perfection. Everything from the marble flooring and walls to the collection of art that they have going from pre-20th century all the way into postmodern contemporary. Every time I come to the Getty, this is the piece that I want to see. I always come for Bernardo Bellotto. He's one of my favorites. It's called Veduta style. It's a weird technique, but look at the amount of detail in it, even with the people. This is my favorite piece of the Getty. I always come for Bernardo Bellotto, and this is Canaletto. This is an uncle, the uncle who taught the nephew. And as you can see, they have the very similar styles. Obviously, he taught his nephew. This is probably my second favorite piece, the uncle, and then the nephew, way back there. So I know I missed out on a lot of neighborhoods, but at the end of the day, I can't fit everything. That would make this video way too long. In the end, I gotta end it all where it all started. Hollywood, aka Ho-Town. The neighborhood of Hollywood is nearly synonymous with Los Angeles. So many stories have laid in these streets for over a century. Now, if we're gonna be completely honest and objective, Hollywood today is sort of a gimmicky shell of its former self, constantly paying homage to the golden era, when it was the true entertainment capital of the world. Now, due to heavy tax laws and state regulations, most major blockbusters are filmed anywhere but Hollywood. Regardless, the industry still has its deep-rooted core in Los Angeles, and Hollywood will forever always be known as the historic throne. It's home to the Dolby Mall, where the Oscars are held every year, the Walk of Fame, Grauman's TLC Chinese Theater, as well as a myriad of whimsical venues and shops. About once or twice a month, Hollywood is blocked off for a movie premiere. If you come at the right time, you might be able to witness one happening, with the cast and crew walking the red carpet. It's a very LA pastime to experience one of these, but at the end of the day, it's not a Hollywood experience without actually seeing the most iconic landmark of Hollywood, of course, the Hollywood sign. But how exactly do you see the Hollywood sign? Now here's the thing. Most tour companies and groups will not actually take you to the Hollywood sign. They'll take you to a vantage point, maybe on Hollywood Lake or whatever. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna show you the actual secret, local known way to get to the Hollywood sign, the closest way you can get there. They don't advertise this. The residents hate when the people share this information. This is the actual way to go to the Hollywood sign, okay? Follow me. So you go down Beechwood Canyon, and now you turn left on Ledgewood, right here. And look at that, it says no vehicle access to the Hollywood sign. See that sign right there? That's bull. We're going. So this is Ledgewood. This is the street. This is the first road you're gonna follow, okay? Go up the hill. There's a little fork in the road. You take the right side. Now we take Duranda. This Duranda Street road thing is what's gonna take you to the promised land. Just make sure you don't crash into anybody because the road is very narrow. Along the way, you'll get this beautiful view of the smog. So you start to notice the sign gets really big. It's huge, but we're not there yet. Okay, so as you can see, all blocked off. You cannot go past this road. This goes to the Hollywood sign. So you gotta park somewhere, but technically it's not legal to park here. So what we gotta do is quickly park and then run and then come back. That's the plan. So once you get to the top, you'll see this gateway thing, this green fence. People think, oh no, I have to stop here. But no, instead you go through it, okay? And then you're on the other side. So then you go to the right side, away from the houses. You see the sign, it says Trailhead. Follow it. So in order to get this shot, I have to have one of my best friends, Art, park in the car and stay there while I'm doing this shot. And his wife, Raina, is my temporary cameraman. How are you doing, Raina?
I'm good. How are you?
It's his first time, right?
Yeah.
Mickey, you like the Hollywood? You like the Hollywood sign? Yeah, okay. Well, let's go see it. Follow that sign that says trail, go to it, and then it'll take you to the brush area, no smoking allowed sign. Then you'll see this small little path with a steep trail that goes up the hillside, and that will take you to the promised land. And look at Raina wearing all this sparkly, nice little jumpsuit. Wow, she has to climb and hike up a dirt path. I made Raina hike up here with platform shoes. With a purse and platform. She's my cameraman. If you follow that trail, it leads you to here. This is officially the best spot to see the Hollywood sign. An unmarked trail on top of a small hill, and there you go. Take your selfies. And I need to do more cardio. Oh my goodness. Okay, so you've done a lot and you've seen a lot. You've probably burned a lot of calories. Now you have to replenish them. What do we eat? Let's find out. So I'm about to take you to the most important place to eat in LA, but before I do, I gotta give you the rundown. I gotta give you the honorable mentions, okay? First of all, some of the most iconic dishes in American cuisine actually originate from LA or LA adjacent. Did you know the first documented case of someone putting cheese on a burger came from Pasadena in 1924? Second of all, both Philippe's and Cole's in downtown LA claim to have invented the French dip sandwich, the sauce-dipped French roll bread with roast beef. Ooh, so good. Everywhere you go on the streets, you will see LA street dogs. It is a bacon-wrapped hot dog, usually served with grilled onions, peppers, and jalapenos. I like mine with pico de gallo. Sometimes they serve it with that, and then topped off with ketchup, mustard, and mayonnaise. The Orange Julius was invented here in 1926. So that being said, what is this place I'm gonna take you to? Let's find out! So what is the most quintessential LA thing you can do eating-wise? In-N-Out. This was started here in LA. Everybody knows about it. It is the West Coast burger. The quality is amazing. This company has a very strict business model. They only open up 5 new restaurants every single year. Managers make like over $160,000 a year. No college degree required. So here's the menu for In-N-Out. Look at it. It looks like there's only like 5 menu items on it, like double, cheeseburger, hamburger, french fries, and shakes, right? And maybe a few drinks. That's it. Not much, right? But that's because there's a secret menu. You have to know what to order for getting some extra things, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So in In-N-Out, as you can see, it'll always be busy. There's always a line. There's always a long line for the cars because people love it. It's never empty. And some things you can get on the menu: the Flying Dutchman, protein style, animal style, and you get animal styles for fries and burgers, whatever you want. How about double is the standard? You got to get the double. Okay, that's 2 patties. You can also get get a triple, quadruple, I don't even know what they're called. And you gotta get animal style. Yeah, I'm gonna get a double, animal style, protein style, double, and then fries, animal style that too, and I think we're good. So this is our order. This is animal style. Thousand Island dressing with grilled onions, cheese. You can do anything animal style at In-N-Out. You can put it on fries, you can put it on burgers, you can probably put it on shakes, I don't even know. Animal style, that's what they're known for. This is a protein style burger. This is what Gab's got. This is basically for the, the healthy people. If you want to watch the carbs, I'm eating the regular double with the burger bun. 2 patties, I got mine animal style. I put that little crazy animal sauce on it and just play around with the menu. You can do whatever you want. Another very LA thing, pepperoncinis or banana peppers. A lot of restaurants give these out because people love them here. Pickled, small little peppers. Gordon Ramsay actually, he once did a video where he announced what his last meal would be. He actually included an In-N-Out burger. Isn't that crazy? A British guy with high standards for food quality, and he wanted an In-N-Out burger. Double, animal style, let's go. You have no idea how amazing that is. The animal style fries, look at that. You would think California is like a fitness, healthy place. No, this will destroy your arteries, but in the best way possible. And as you can see, Gabs has the protein style.
You think it's healthy. It's not. And that's what's important, kids. That's what's important. So freaking good.
Love it or hate it, Los Angeles is a place that tends to shape people, and whether you're visiting for 3 days or have lived here for 30 years, you're still gonna come out more confused than when you started. For what it's worth though, nothing makes Los Angeles more than its people, so I just had one simple question. What is an Angeleno?
An Angeleno, I would say, is whatever you want, whoever you are, as long as you rep LA.
Being raised here, I feel like you meet every single type of person that you could possibly imagine. Like crazy people, sane people.
An Angeleno can be someone that is very into sports or someone that is very into the arts, someone very artistic, but it can also be someone that is very business oriented.
Most people come here are aspiring actors, aspiring creatives, etc. They're all working multiple jobs, they're all working their butts off, and that's how you get things done. And somebody who sees some kind of a future, some kind of a goal out there, and they do whatever they can to attain it.
To me, an Angeleno is someone who has been here long enough to know that Los Angeles is more than just celebrities and the Oscars and award shows and things like that. It's someone who knows that this has a really, really rich history and there's really interesting people here.
Okay, this is Nick Uhas. I've known him for so long. We go way back.
What really makes someone who is a Los Angeles an Angeleno? Obviously, if you were born here, right? Like anyone who's gonna watch this would be like, I was born here. I have like the Dodgers tattooed on my back. But what I think an implant, like when you finally cross over like the Rubicon of like you are now an Angeleno, is if you've lived here for 10 years and you've completed your dream. When you check those 2 marks, that is it. You get the card, like the governor comes out and he's like,
yep, with an eagle.
Yeah,
it's like a condor.
And then you're ironically allowed to leave, which is the best part.
The dream is to actually leave.
The dream. So, living in LA is like going to Disneyland. You stay for as long as you can, but everybody goes home.
That's actually a very profound answer. Like, dang.
Both sides of my family have been here for generations. We don't think with limitations. We have an idea and we're like, yeah, let's do it.
I like that.
An Angeleno, I think, is honestly an alien, to be quite honest with you. From a different universe, from different space and time. We're all so creative and so gifted.
I was thinking like a free-spirited kind of dream chaser.
There's so many things in different types of people make up this city that you can't just put a stamp on it and say, that's Los Angeles.
Complains all the time about like racial profiling when she's like white as snow. You gotta be careful what you say, Peter.
You got the true Angelenos, the people who were born and raised here. A lot of them, they don't really branch outside their little comfort circle, A lot of them, they have their little cliques. They were born here. Group 2 for the Angelenos are the people who've been here a while and they have their own created family that they made.
An Angeleno is anyone who puts a "the" in front of a numbered highway and then also complains about the said highway traffic. That's once you do that, you're definitely an Angeleno.
I always get told that I'm nicer than
what people expect. No, we don't like to have that idea of Angelenos being a bad people or like angry people, you know? There's a lot of chill people actually. I think usually sometimes it's people that are not even from LA that get that stereotype.
Every part of the city has a different character to it, but I think once like in your heart, like you feel like LA is home, then you become an Angeleno. So it takes a couple of years, but it still is possible.
You can be adopted into it.
You can be adopted into it. Yeah, you need a little street cred first, though.
It's someone who's from here. It's also someone who isn't necessarily from here, but calls this place home. And that the latter is what I would consider myself.
One of my favorite things about Los Angeles, we all just kind of blend together to make this happy, chaotic, albeit obnoxious and way too expensive person that's just an amalgamation of everything creative and different and really fun, in my opinion.
In the end, what can I say? I mean, this is my home. This crazy, stupid, messed up, wacky, but fun place is my home. LA is a place where people are always taking chances. You're not guaranteed anything with those chances, but you're taking those chances. It's a place where when you come here, you're the main character. But everybody else is the main character too. Cheers.